Marwan, you came to 154 in Morocco. Why did you come? Why is it interesting to come to this fair?
Well, I've been doing 154 London since 2016. It was the first fair that I ever did. We opened our gallery in March 2016. Turia has been a big supporter, a big catalyst for African art, somebody that has helped not just us, but many of the galleries on the continent, and by extension, many of the artists. And I always used to come here, I used to take the week off and come to support as a collector. But last year, I came for the first time as a gallerist, and I think I will come back every single year.
Why?
Well, first of all, it's nice to be on the continent and show your artists, because typically our art fairs are everywhere but Africa. So in that regards, for the first thing, I think it's important to feed the ecosystem here. We see a lot of our friends that we see in Europe, in the United States, are here on the continent. If they don't come to Ghana for our culture week, this is really the only other week that we get to see them here. And I think it's important to be there. And our artists are truly, a lot of them, like Marco Barco, who has shown everywhere.
This is a superstar.
Yeah, who shows everywhere in the world, wants to also show in Africa as well.
Even in Vienna now, no?
Well, Vienna, he just finished his first museum solo show at the Belvedere, but it just came down, yes. And luckily enough, this beautiful piece...
Speak on the direction.
And luckily enough, this beautiful piece here just got acquired by the Tate Museum. Just to let you know, so by the Tate Modern. It was
here at the fair?
Here at the fair.
Wow.
So that's another incredible thing that Turia is being able to do, to bring the museums, to bring all the international collectors, to bring journalists like you.
Merci.
No, mais vraiment, she really does provide a great ecosystem. And so I think she does that in London, she's done it in New York.
And what's going on in Ghana in terms of art?
Well, I mean, Ghana is booming, the art market, the artists.
Why?
Because of the artists, the talent, the number of talented artists that there are in Ghana. All of this booth here is Ghanaian artists. All of them are equally talented, all in different stages of
But how can we explain that precisely in these countries there's something happening?
Well, I mean, if you look at all of the canon of art history, if you look at Britain, for instance, in the 50s, if you look in America in the 60s, when you had the Warhols, the Basquiats, the Liechtenstein, all of those, everybody was asking, what's going on in America? What's going on in Britain with these young artists? When you had Damien Hirst, Tracy Emin, all of those, the young YBAs. Same thing in Ghana is happening.
So there's a school in Ghana?
There's two schools. Two very important schools in Ghana. One of them is the Ghanata College of Arts, which is where Amwako, Kwesi Bochwe went, and many of the other ones, mainly portrait artists. And then you have KNUST, which is the Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, which has people like Anna Sui, Ibrahim Mahama, Gideon Appa, and this young man here who just graduated, Kelvin Hazel.
He's abstract.
He's abstract. So you have these two incredible schools that have produced very talented young artists that I have been following since 2013, 2014. And the reason why I started the gallery was simply because there was so much talent in Ghana and nobody had really seen it or was being able to provide them with the infrastructure, resources and network to be able to show on an international scale. And I thought that if I was able to provide that, then hopefully these artists would be able to become stars, but they'll be able to stay in their country where they derive their inspiration from, which is Ghana.
But the sad thing in a way is that there's some speculation on some Ghanaian artists.
Oh, there's always speculation. That's the art market. That's the art world. That's
but
business.
How is it going now with the question of speculation?
Well, I think 2019 when he went into his first auction and went for a ridiculously high price, I think that sparked off a lot of people who said, "Oh, you know what? I want to find the next Amwako," which is that's their own business. They want a lot of our people that we know
now. But now there's a crisis in the
I think the prices have cooled down definitely.
Yes.
I think that.
What about your prices?
No, our prices are still the same. We are primary.
So the primary is the same?
Primary has stayed the same, and the interest has stayed the same. It's the secondary market that has taken a little bit of it.
And why do you think Morocco is important?
Well, he's a trailblazer. I think he's the catalyst that really got everything going. But what's really important about Morocco is that although he's represented by Gagosian and a few of the other bigger galleries, he still works in Ghana on the continent. He started.
But in Vienna too, no?
No. He has a studio there. He's been there for a while, but he came back to Ghana about 4 or 5 years ago. After he did the Rubel, he came back in 20. He did a residency with us in 2019. So he's been in Ghana pretty much throughout all his time, and now he's built 2 residencies where he mentors young Ghanaian artists and international artists from the diaspora as well. So this kind of giving back to the community, being there, showing them what he's learned over the past 4 or 5 years or 6 years, giving them the knowledge, investing in them by studio spaces and other things.
But in terms of art itself, why is it important?
I think the art. I mean, it's all about celebrating blackness. That's what Amarko does. So he's looking at the black form and the black subject as somebody that is important, not an object, but a subject, which in the Western world were objectified mainly. He's looking at them and saying, this is who we are proud to be this is how we see ourselves, and this is how we want you to see us. It's a very important distinction. And he paints in a way that evokes a lot of emotion and transcends this barrier, in my opinion.
And you were the first one to show him?
When was the first time?
No, you were the first one to show him?
No, we weren't the first one. We did the residency with him, but he did the show with Robert's Project, was the first who did it. So Kahindi Wiley, who saw him on Instagram, sent his works to Robert's Project, who liked them and offered him a project, and he was the first that offered them.
And when did you show him first?
We showed him from 2019 onwards.
Ah, okay. Merci, monsieur.